Hey guys, how's it going? It's me Miyagi and welcome back to some more of the Crew Motorfest. We have finally reached the end of my backlog for the sole fact that the following day is going to be update day, and that's gonna put us another playlist in the already finished but already filled up once again backlog. So before we could even talk about that said playlist, we have to go through the last of the playlists that we have yet to feature on my channel, which here is Drift Experience Volume 2. And before I even begin, I'd just like to say thank you so much to Ubisoft for giving me a copy of this game. I know it's already about to go 1 full year, and in succeeding episodes I have failed to do so, so this is me making up for it. Thank you so much Ubisoft for the copy of the Crew Motorfest, and for me to be able to experience and gain access to the Year 1 Pass. By the way, if you really want to get the Crew Motorfest, I highly encourage now that the Year 1 Pass is complete. Once it is Black Friday, the huge discount, this is definitely going to be in everybody's discount wish list. I really encourage you to get it on that day to get the maximum bang for your buck. Yes, I'm also wearing the Hoonigan shirt. I decided to change it up a bit in terms of avatar design, so I want to blend in with the crowd, which is the drift crowd for this. Sadly though, no special guest for this playlist. We're gonna be stuck with Kara as what we have seen at the end of our Hollywood action playlist. I still hate Rick Martinez with a passion. Okay, that's a bit of a exciting way to start things off. So Drift Experience Volume 2. Obviously and briefly, Kara's going to be the one. And remember that Drift Super that we have unlocked when we finished the playlist. That is actually the vehicle requirement for this playlist. So you really need to clear out Drift Experience Volume 1 prior to experiencing Drift Experience Volume 2. So now that we got the introductions out of the way, let's hop right into our drift vehicle.
New playlist ahead. Let's go!
Of course, since we are in a drift playlist, we have to come in on a drift car. And of course, the one that I chose is my Sakura-inspired Drift Spec R34 GTR. One of the best A-class ones before it got superseded by the Koenigsegg Agera for best drift car in the class. Hey yo, what? 22Ks? This is gonna be a long drive.
It's time to elevate
There
the
we go.
drift experience to the next level.
See how much.
This playlist
There
is
we go.
direct and the difficulty gradual. By now, you've shown your drift prowess. Welcome to a new way to experience drift. The skills you've acquired in your first run will now be tested.
It may be one of the most arcadish drift physics ever, but it's one of the more comfortable arcadish drift physics ever. It ain't no break to drift, that's for sure.
Drift Experience 2 is a perfect marriage of sightseeing and skill. The more difficult the challenge, the more beautiful the sights get.
How is that supposed to be correlated? Oh god, where's that NPC going to? But okay, enough about that. Let's get through this so that we'll prepare ourselves for the next playlist coming up on the next update. Yo, is that a real Z-Tune? They have an R33 in the cutscene, but they don't have an R33 in-game. Ivory Tower R33 when? This is a playlist that requires no introductions if you have finished Drift Experience Volume 1, you have everything that you need to know about drifting. So this one is, like Kara said, a test of our skills. So let's see if it's possible for me to one-shot each and every one of these. Of course in 5-5 difficulty.
For this event, you're going to be curving around a monumental lighthouse with a slick new Toyota Supra.
When I said straight to the point, even Kara is straight to the point.
The powertrains and slick handling of the Toyota make it the perfect fit for apexes. Later on in the playlist, you might get a chance to try out the Supra's sister car. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Sister car? The 86? But I've already played this game tons. There is no drift spec GR86 here.
Let's see how you do in the first event. We call it Speed of Light because all the right elements are there. The speed and the luminosity. Good luck!
Okay, you know what? Let's just get over here. Oh, but if this is around the beach, I could see why. 170k points.
Considering the time of day, you're hardly going to get a spotlight, but the lighthouse is an iconic location. Enjoy curving your way around, but watch for the turtles. You know they gave this place its name.
Okay, this is simple enough. Well, it says 170. How come I have 167? What? Did I just get some sort of discount that I do not even need? Honestly, I find it that I'm cheating for the fact that I have TCS on. That's like an... It's like I'm drifting with an Atessa ATS installed. So this is what it feels like to drift an all-wheel drive in a non-all-wheel drive car by just simply having TCS. It's kind of fun to pulse the NOS like this. And then suddenly I ruin my multiplier. There we go, a clean 371,000. My god, this is far! How come the past playlists, they're like just right next to each other, and now they're like light years apart? Wait, hold up, I got the Supra in my arsenal. Why did it throw me back into said Supra?
Easy, wasn't it? I don't expect it to stay that way much longer. The next run is already wrapping it up. It's meant for experienced drifters only. You do qualify, driver. You'll be happy to know you're going to have a modern classic to command, the Nissan R34.
Yeah, they don't do the introductions no more because, again, they're like stuff that you already know at this point.
I know I shouldn't spoil the discovery, but this drifting legend is everyone's favorite, and a movie star to boot.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know about the GTR, Kara.
Still, no reason to be gentle to it. The torque and traction will serve you well, if you know what you're doing.
Okay, first things first, gotta remove the TCS.
The car you're driving is not the only movie star here, driver. The location is quite iconic as well.
Okay, tell me something more about the location then, Kara. You know what? I have a love-hate relationship with this AI. Sometimes she chats too much, and these are the moments where she chats too little. Hold on, isn't this drift track the same as what we've done with Donut? Even with TCS off, for the sole fact that it's a GTR, it still kind of feels like TCS is still on. I miss the moments where drift races were a thing. Maybe people complain too much about drift racing, not this drift event, but drift racing, where it's like the one in the Grand Race. So many people with skill issues about drift cars, they want it gone, and now here I am missing it. That was clean. And I'll admit, kind of boring. Also, by the way, drift cars, they actually drive properly and normally on max gear. It's a weird physics engine, I know.
We're taking it up a notch and changing gears. If you like the Nissan, things are taking a different turn.
God.
Switching from Japanese to European, the car waiting for you is an engineering marvel. It does have a Japanese counterpart, the Toyota Supra.
Oh!
Guessed it yet, driver?
Right, I forgot. So we drove a BMW earlier. We're gonna drive a BMW again. Why did I ever think it was the GT86 when I already answered my own question?
It's indeed the BMW Z4, the perfect ride for the winding road through nature you're about to start.
I take it no special livery, whatnot, or design element that you've added to the Z4? Oh, I see it. That's where we're heading!
Stay sharp, driver. I've heard the gearbox can be tricky on that one.
Yeah, I figured it's gonna be a stock Z4. So far, nothing too exciting about this playlist. Hopefully I get proven wrong anytime soon.
The ins and outs of drift racing. And now you get to demonstrate how the power of your car matches the powerful sights of nature. Manoa Canyon tends to take one's breath away. Let's hope the hum of the waterfalls will soothe the roar of your engine, driver.
Oh, come on! I barely grazed that! 440 still, despite all of that. Back with the Morse. You know what? This playlist has a lot of missed opportunities.
The smoke you produced sure obscured some of the sights in your last run, but your keen eye catches everything.
They could have gone with the other drift cars like the Viper or the Crew 2 exclusives. They could have done that. But no, we're using the same cars again. When it's a Volume 2, you should be doing something different. I have yet to see it. Sounds to me like Drift Experience Volume 2 is nothing more than filler.
In Europe as far as the make, but as your challenge increases, we have to pump up the prestige. Make your way to the tag quick, because you'll be making some curves with the Lamborghini Murcielago.
Again. I'm honestly getting tired of rehashing the same cars over and over.
I did mention this will be busy, driver. The urban sprawl of Honolulu mixes well with dim-lit escapades. Don't get distracted by the allure of the city or the weather conditions. Keep your focus on those combos.
It could have been more challenging if they pit me in on the Koenigsegg Agera. It would still fall within the European category. Or maybe the Ferrari 488. Or was it a 458, the one that's the drift car in this game? Because one, using the Murcielago in drift is piss easy because of its all-wheel drive system, despite the fact that it was featured in D1. I think it was by Rockstar Energy or Monster Energy. And two, we've already used this before in Volume 1. I said I want to make it challenging by turning off traction control, and what do? They throw me in an all-wheel drive. Good job, game. Good job. And still I banked 500,000. Despite all that. Okay, now at least this one I'm seeing is a bit different. It's the McLaren MP412C.
I'm certain you enjoyed that particular ride.
No.
You need to keep that expert touch for what comes next. It would be a shame to not continue this trend, driver. So Motorfest have prepared another supercar for another all-star performance. The McLaren 12C is a perfect vessel for what you're about to attempt in the docks. But I'm sure the sights of those majestic ships never get old. Pearl Harbor is your oyster for this run, driver. Make it count.
It could have been funny if it was a Japanese car and it's Pearl Harbor. Because, you know, away with the Camaro. Really? There's gonna be another piss easy one with the low performing Camaro.
From Europe to the US and from super to muscle, things are heating up.
No, it ain't!
The scoring objective just got bumped up, but the car you're going to be driving is not a typical drift affair.
Take it the
This is a
scenic
car
route.
with a fine-tuned steering system. It's amazing feedback for every twist and bend in the road. An American classic, a Chevy. And as far as Chevrolets go, this is a very sporty iteration. The Camaro SS is eagerly awaiting your arrival, driver.
I've been there, done that. I've seen this. Give me something different. $300,000,
Welcome to the
okay.
All Resort. Let's provide the guests there with a spectacle they will not soon forget.
Oh, a what? Why is there a punchy? Are we playing drifting in Motorfest or are we playing Fall Guys? They got me in the first half, not gonna lie. Suddenly, this is Fall Guys, Car Edition. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Whoever said drifting with a Camaro is kinda fun? No, it ain't. Well, at this day and age, no, it ain't. Back then, when it was new, sure, or cool. You know what could have been a good idea? Like I mentioned earlier, cars that are impossible to drift but the game tells you to anyway. A lone vehicle that is a street and you're forced to do drift car levels of points. Now that's gonna be a challenge.
It's been an exhilarating experience, driver. It all led to this point.
To what point, I may ask? Are you telling me the playlist is over? Really? I didn't even break a sweat. Even with skill issues be damned.
That's the reason that the car you get to drive for the final challenge should be your reward.
Y'all should stop doing this sort of thing. Make my reward car an actual surprise. Don't let me drive it beforehand. Like what you did with Vintage Garage.
The MX 2016 will be your crowning glory, and you will get to leave skid marks all around the famed Morna Penne Observatory.
Oh, we're going uphill.
Sounding feel. It's the perfect drift machine for you to take on this last hurdle. Good luck.
Okay. Back then I said Ocean and Sky is the worst playlist. If this last event does not bring anything new to the table, I would laugh and say Drift Experience Volume 2 is the worst playlist I have ever done. I want a proper drift event, not something straight out of Fall Guys. The only cool thing about this playlist is this new Mazda MX-5 drift car, which is obviously based on the Mazda MX-5 touring car or race car on looks alone. And then they just gave it a drift physics engine and call it the drift car. Look at this, the event is about to end and the only thing that's making me sweat is the goddamn hot weather. Not this game. It's not giving me sweaty palms or whatnot. Honestly, I'm disappointed. I knew we should have started with this first, and then we do Hoonigan, and then we do Hollywood Action, and then we do Lowrider versus Donk. Not this.
I hope you enjoyed this refreshing revisit of all that is the drift experience.
No.
It's been a pleasure to watch your smoke curtains.
My what?
As promised, the Mazda you so capably danced with is yours to keep. Take a cruise to the container and claim your prize.
Yeah, screw the cruise. Screw the cruise. I'ma just fast forward my way, thank you.
You showed us just what you can do with this majestic vehicle. Now show everyone else at the Motorfest. Enjoy it.
Yeah, no, this is just gonna collect dust in my garage. To be perfectly frank here, there's a reason why Drift Experience Volume 2 is the last playlist.
Unlocked.
It's the last playlist that we've done. Because on the next update, the next ones will be Volume 2 of Off-Road Addict and Made in Japan. So this is a good way, an accidental good way for us to gauge how well would a Volume 2 of already existing playlists go about. And Drift Experience Volume 2 has already set my expectations very, very low. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this feedback of mine. I wanted something unique. I wanted something thrilling. Drift Experience Volume 2 delivers none of that. It delivered nothing of the sort. The Supra, okay, that was kind of cool because you get to use the prize car once again. The Skyline, we've used it on the last one, so no. The Z4, they said it's the sister of the Supra, so what's the diff? Other than exterior. The Lambo, we've done that before, we've used it before. The MP412C, sure, we didn't use it on the last one, I think. But we just did points. All events entail us just to do points. So literally, what's the point of this? And the Camaro, it's like you're already up there. I was really hoping and waiting for us to use like the Koenigsegg Agera. You know, define something like using a car that people would never even think possible to convert to a drift car with a high market value, high horsepower ratings, high chances of getting yourself killed more than the Porsche Carrera GT. The Koenigsegg Agera could have been a better choice. Why do we have to go back down to the Camaro? And again, for the MX-5 drift car, it is honestly a lazy retrim of the MX-5 touring car. Right? Again, I am keeping my expectations low for the upcoming Volume 2 playlists that we're going to be getting. The first one we'll be getting next week. Now, I really hope Volume 2 delivers the hype that everyone's going about to with this game. Because frankly, it's not looking good. If Volume 2 playlists of the next ones are gonna be a huge flop, I would rather go for guestings rather than a Volume 2. So that being said, we are now dethroning Ocean and Sky as the worst playlist because Drift Experience Volume 2 is now the worst playlist to date. Maybe I would do one video where I rank all the playlists from S to F. You know, those people who do the ranking videos. I might do just that for this. Nothing was accelerating with these ones. It's all point based and just It's just all It's making the main stage look better. Jesus.
Shall we continue our journey, driver?
No. Yeah, and this MX-5, it's just the same car but with drift physics. I don't see the point. Yeah, sure, it slides and it's nimble, but that's about it. That's the only thing I could praise this thing for. But then again, that's not gonna be our problem anytime soon. It's the problem of the devs that they cannot improve or utilize how to make their existing playlist play even better with a Volume 2. Drift Experience Volume 2 shows us that it might not work. But I'm still trying to be positive about this, and hopefully they bring something that would work. Not this. Okay, that's it for me here for the Crew Motorfest. We are finally done with the backlog. So hopefully, again, the next one hopefully delivers. So I will see you guys in the next playlist, which is Off-Road Addict Volume 2. Hopefully that one delivers. I need to get out of here.